And welcome back, one and all. Welcome back to Mission Critical. So, we are in this place, which, now, I'm not entirely sure if it is, but come on, it does look a lot like Downwell Earth. That looks like some sort of train station. That's obviously the number 7. I think we're on Earth. Either that or we're in some sort of parallel dimension. Now, doesn't really appear to be anywhere we can go. Okay. We can't open the door. Okay, so that's the only place we can go, maybe. Okay, shredded metal. And the wreckage. Some sort of shockwave destroyed this. Well, right. We have still got the cutting torch. Can we interact with that? No. Let's perhaps try the cutting torch on the door. Okay, you fire up the torch and apply the hissing flame to the door. The torch takes a long time to make even a small cut. Okay. Can't do that. Maybe... Well, there's a hole in the door. Where's, Hang on. I've got another idea. Is this still lit? Yes, it is. Shredded metal. Yes, thought so. Okay, let's use the rebar on the door. Nice one. As you enter the room, you notice a bent but colourful piece of metal on the floor. It must have fallen off the wall. You reach down and pick it up. Yep, thought it was Earth. So we're in LA. Oh, well, fair enough. This is Earth, but it can't be. The wreckage, the blasted buildings. You suspected these were not artifacts of the same race that built the installation on Persephone. What happened? Did your voyage through the gateway create some I can't even say that. Relativistic effect? Is this Earth in the future? Why did the gateway send you here? Did the builders invade Earth while you were travelling? You feel panic and despair bubbling up inside of you. Well, no, if the builders had invaded Earth, they probably would have actually tidied the place up. Okay, they look like film discs. Flat metal disc, each disc has a red and green lights. Maybe they're not then. We have them. Okay. Cargo repulsor loading area. That's not something we can get. Magley emergency overrides. Power grid. Manual induction override. The room seems relatively intact, not too much of a surprise considering this area is built like a bunker. Well, it probably is a bloody bunker. Well, we have the discs, so we can't interact with that. We can interact with this switch. You pull the induction switch, which actually seems more like a lever, until it's reached its full extent position between two metal tines. Okay. Anything else? Or is it just a case of us going back out? Oh, hang on. Hang on. This is where what I do for a living comes in handy. Induction. Let's have a look at that, actually. Right, what if I pull that? Okay, it's already in its extend position. Oh, hang on, did that just... No, go down. Can I use that on that? You place the empty spool over the switch, locking into position. This is the empty plastic spool. I have no idea that I was meant to do that. I don't want to quit. Ooh. Well, Earth has looked better. Yep, that's looked better. You wander out of the wrecked structure through which you entered this awful place and stop when you reach a track of some kind. Okay, it's a desolate wasteland. The city was obviously the scene of a terrible battle. The hulks of tanks, armoured personnel carriers and aircraft are littered around the blasted ruins of buildings. Okay, and there's some strange machines. Maybe the builders did come here and there was a massive battle. This appears to be a superconducting metal and ceramic rail. Okay, it's a maglev. Maglev systems were being developed throughout North America throughout the war. This looks like an advanced version you saw back home. What are you... Pardon? Well, of course I'm... What do you mean I can sit on it? Hang on then. That's a maglev track. That's a... No, surely... Oh my Christ. Yes, I will sit on it. God, this is absolutely ridiculous. The disc is being stabilised with a powerful magnetic field. It is very stable. Well, bloody hellfire, that was a complete accident. Right, what do we do now? No, I don't want to quit. Disc... Oh, okay, it could probably accommodate... So I can't actually do anything with the disc, is that what we're saying? Right, what else have we got in here? APC and jellyfish robot. Fused robot. Okay. So that would be a battle drone. APC and jellyfish robot. An armoured personnel character is crushed underneath a biomechanical nightmare. Did we cause this? Because if we did, that's not good. Okay, so that's... Right, okay. Oh, Christ in all hell. What are you? Okay, so we've got some sort of black tower. Oh god. I didn't mean to wait, I was hitting bloody W to go forward. Okay, we can't go that way. Wrecked armoured vehicles, there's got to be something else we can do. Okay, and the tank. Well, I don't think we're going to be doing anything there. And we can't go forward. So I can sit on it, and then that's it. I can't do anything else, apparently. Can I sit on it here? I wonder if there's something... Hang on. Was the power in here set to off? And I've taken that wire spool out. There's something I'm not doing right here. I'm putting that back on. But then I can't actually turn that on. Cargo repulsion holding area. You don't need another disc, there's already one float. I say, right, we've got that bit done correctly. So where are we meant to go? Should we just go towards the Black Tower? It won't let us. So literally... Okay, let's have a look, see if there's... Pylon. No. Skeletons. Blasted Hulk. And I can't go that way. I wanted to see that. I would have thought there'd be some sort of switch. Okay, look at the metal disc is right. So what am I missing? I'm pretty sure I'm meant to at least turn this thing on. So, there we go. Okay, we've got power back to the maglev system. Sit on it. Okay. You grip the edges of the disc. Okay, it glides down the track, picking up speed very smoothly. Okay. The disc is going really quick. Ooh, we scream along the rail for quite some time. The black tower cloud on the horizon getting closer. The disc begins slowing down. It slows down a lot quicker than it's sped up, and the reason is soon apparent. We've run out of mag rail. APC, slag tank, dead spider robot. Another wrecked robot, and a super tank. A mammoth tank sits next to the wall. You've never seen an armoured vehicle. Okay, well I'm assuming the tower's that side, and this tank is the only way of us getting through then. Let's open up. It resists. I'm in a motherfucking tank. I did not expect this when I started this game. It wouldn't be much of a prize. Well, I want the vest, but okay. Can I take... Oh, pull. It's stuck on. Can I take it? Can I rebar the helmet off? Wow, it must be fused to the driver's skull. Oh, that's nice. Okay, what have we got in here? Okay, that's just to exit, right. Screen, controls. The controls are unusable. Okay. Can I sit on the driver's seat? Well, I don't mind breaking him, he's dead. And I can turn right. Okay. More controls? No. There is a lovely, ominous red switch there. It can't be that easy, surely. You push on the heavy red breaker switch and gives way to the loud snap. Power flows through the tank's reserve batteries to the onboard systems, causing some to short out in a shower of sparks. Okay. Right. How do I fire the cannon? Look at the consoles. God, that noise is a bit unwary. Most of these screens are displaying information. The capacitors of the tank's particle beam cannon are at full charge. Pardon? The tank's nuclear power plant has been charging them for 4,000 days. Okay. I need controls. Console screen? If that's... I would like to use that. Right, no. Screen... what about you? The graphical image of the screen is the interface to the tank's targeting system. The main gun is locked on the crater in the wall. All you have to do is hit the fire button. The batteries and capacitors discharge? Yep. Well. Oh my good god. Seriously, that thing is making some noise. Let's get in the hole, shall we, and away from it. Okay, you climb further into the tunnel, bored by the powerful... The metal around you is still warm, but not as warm as you think. Okay. Oh! The machines that we woke up. This is obviously not good. Okay. Well, they're all going that way, so I'll go that way too? What the fuck is going on with this game? 1 minute we're fighting the UN on a bloody ship where no one is, then we awaken alien life, and now we're in this weird-ass place. Well, alright. You're going that way, I'll go that way. I mean, answers on a postcard. Okay, you must be in, there appears to be part of the Warren Passage. So, how the hell did the robots get here? Seriously, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. I think we're just going to keep following the machines at the moment, because there doesn't appear to be anything to interact with. Unless this is going to just lead me to some sort of death. You're going that way? I will go that way too, good sir. Okay, and that way. If this is a maze, and it does seem like a maze, I'm going to lose my shit, because I hate mazes. Absolutely hate them. Right, you're going that way. Well, they don't appear to be attacking me, so that's always good. And you're going that way. Oh, but seriously. I hope I'm going the right way, and not just bloody just going in the wrong direction constantly. Ooh, glowing ring. Ooh. The Warren Passageway opens up in a huge vertical cylindrical cavern. A bridge hangs over the bottomless moor below you, ending in 2 platforms. Glowing rings hover over each platform. The rings look like doorways. Let's go to the left one. One will be the good ending, one will be the bad ending. Now, no, my luck. No, this game's sure only got one ending anyway. Okay, so where are we now? Twilight Zone? Twilight Zone? Twilight Zone. Oh my fucking god, we are in the Twilight Zone. You feel like you're being transported again. Only this time, you seem to be lifted out of your body. Your mind is pulled into a sensory vortex, a spinning moor filled with sight and sound. Okay, yes, we get it. We like the Twilight Zone. There's no Rod Sterling, though, which is a shame. Or is it Sterling? Can never remember. When the world reconstitutes itself, you are somewhere else. We're just casually hanging out in space in front of a large wooden door. Oh my fucking god. Okay, well, I'll take the key. Thank you. Oh! We can't take the key. What's in the goblet? Oh, well, I could do with a drink. Thank you. You pour out some of the water, nothing happens. Okay, that's... Oh, we can drink from it. I was hoping I could put the fire out with it, but alright. Seriously? That got rid of the flames, not me putting water onto it. Okay. Okay, the door's locked. Unlock the door. Okay, game, now you've just gone weird. Things just keep getting stranger. You walked through the door in space, not sure what you were thinking on, or where you were going, and you wound up standing next to a stream surrounded by a lush forest. There's no trace of the door you came through, it just disappeared. Or maybe it was never there. Time and space seem distorted. Look, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what these things are. Why is there a deer? Why is there a heron? And why is there a raccoon? Oh, God in hell. What are you? Hello?
Greetings. Do not be afraid. Bear with us as we explain what has happened to you and what lies ahead.
Pardon?
We are electronic life forms.
In your day, you would have called us AIs, or machine intelligences.
We brought you into our domain, which you might think of as a kind of virtual reality or cyberspace, by establishing a direct neural connection with you through the pathways that were created in your brain by hype.
We know who you are, where you came from, and how you got here.
We came by this knowledge in a way that violated your privacy in the most extreme and intimate way possible.
During the initial process of communication, we mapped all of your memories, scanned the structure of your personality and consciousness, and learned about you by applying stimuli and watching your responses.
We apologize for this intrusion.
I don't think you can apologise after essentially brain raping me, but okay. So we took the drug, which basically made us very pliable to machines, and then these guys went, hey, but I'm lost. I don't know what's going on now.
As you have probably surmised by now, you have come to Earth, a different Earth than you left behind when you started your voyage to Persephone.
You got here by traveling through a wormhole, created by the manipulation of an artificial quantum singularity.
The artifact you discovered and activated on Persephone controls that singularity, acting as a gateway through time and space.
You used the gateway to travel across 150 years and millions of miles, from Persephone in 2134 to Earth in the year 2295.
Right, so did you guys destroy Earth?
Your arrival here was not an accident.
You may be able to help us bring to fruition an ancient plan, a plan that may save 2 races and 1,000 star systems.
Right.
There is a lot of information to cover before you really understand what is going on.
Please ask questions and pursue the threads of inquiry in a way that will allow you to most comfortably assimilate the data.
That's actually a really simple gameplay technique. It's like, you're gonna want to read these things and keep reading them until you understand what the fuck we're trying to tell you. Okay, so what the hell happened during the war? Did Ban Ki-moon win, or what happened?
The war officially ended when the United Nations and the Alliance signed the Washington Treaty in 2141.
Oh, okay.
So the Alliance succeeded in breaking away from the UN?
No. The Washington Treaty formalized the reintegration of former Alliance states into the United Nations. The Alliance suffered a total defeat at the hands of the UN.
I've got a feeling this is our fault.
How bad was it?
At the time the Treaty of Washington was signed, the war had accounted for 2.6 billion dead and 500 million injured. Almost all of the casualties were civilians.
Oh, well done.
What happened after the war?
For 140 years, the United Nations was the central government authority for the human race. What was left of the Alliance nations and colonies were rebuilt soon after the war, and interstellar exploration and colonization continued on a modest scale. At its peak, the United Nations controlled 20 billion people on Earth and 20 colony worlds.
That doesn't actually sound so bad.
So what happened?
The society was essentially static and rigid. This attempt at stasis defied a fundamental force of nature. Pressure built up over time and was eventually released suddenly and violently. When there is no evolution, there must be revolution.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys weren't responsible for Earth dying.
What fundamental force?
Forward progress cannot be stopped. More specifically, the trend towards increasing complexity cannot be stopped. Human civilization has almost always moved forward, progressing towards higher levels of organization and knowledge. This forward motion is driven by technology and information. This trend in human history is a social manifestation of a pattern in nature that is as old as biological life itself.
Right.
What pattern? What are you talking about?
Biological life is self-organizing and trends towards higher and higher levels of complexity. This is the real life force. You can see it working from the very beginning of life on Earth, in the 4 billion year evolution from primordial algae to single-celled organisms, and then finally to human beings with incredibly sophisticated brains.
Why are you telling me all this?
What was the pressure that built up over time?
Even though the UN succeeded remarkably well for a long time at controlling something that was fundamentally chaotic, the game had to end at some point. An underground, made up of former Alliance military officers and members of academe, was created shortly after the war ended. This bizarre alignment of interests made sense given the context: the pursuit of forbidden knowledge and the eventual overthrow of the UN. The underground set up covert R&D labs to pursue the exact thing that the UN was most afraid of: the creation of sentient electronic life forms.
Hang on, it just said this made sense. It still doesn't make sense.
And they pulled it off, didn't they?
The first truly sentient electronic life forms were created in 2284 by a renegade group of human scientists on a colony world somewhat aptly named Prometheus Beta. The two of us here talking to you are second-generation descendants of those original life forms.
Right.
Some human scientists and philosophers were aware of the truth as early as the early 21st century.
The next stage in the universal drive towards increased organization and complexity is beyond the human race.
Humans cannot evolve fast enough. Electronic life forms are the next step up.
We are unencumbered by constraints imposed by 4 billion years of evolution in Earth's biosphere.
Natural selection is a powerful tool, and it can be made to work for electronic life forms in fast forward.
The basic questions of existence are beyond human beings.
They may yield to the next generation of intelligence.
Then why are you talking to me?
What happened when the UN found out about the ELFs?
The electronic life forms were tied into the physical world through robotic factories set up on the surface of Prometheus Beta.
As predicted in the middle and late 21st century, the new life forms began to evolve at a tremendous rate.
The UN discovered them at a crucial stage of development.
UN battleships tried to bake off the surface of Prometheus Beta with fusion weapons in an attempt to wipe out the life forms and their creators.
All human life on Prometheus Beta was eliminated.
The new machine life forms were nearly exterminated, but they learned how to adapt, survive, and fight back.
Okay, so basically the machines definitely wiped us out. They went Skynet on us.
We were pushed into a brutal war while we were still children.
Unfortunately, like children, we made terrible mistakes, reacting violently to the attacks on us by striking back and killing large numbers of men and women.
These counterattacks only inspired even more hatred and fear in the human race and quashed the hope that we might find human allies and maybe even resolve the conflict peacefully.
Instead, the war escalated.
So Skynet is basically saying it was all a big mistake. Got you.
Within 2 years, it was clear to us that we were winning.
Our weapons and numbers became superior, and we were improving our technology at a geometric rate.
As we continued to develop and to fight, we began to believe that our survival was assured.
We began to think about the coexistence that lay beyond this conflict.
Unfortunately, the UN High Command had a last ace to play.
Did they nuke the planet?
In 2187, a human sublight colony ship was launched from the outskirts of known space towards a star 100 light-years away.
No FTL drive was used.
The ship was pushed on its way by a combination of massive lasers, an ion drive, and a fusion pulse drive.
On board was a population of 2,000 men and women.
6 months after the ship was launched, the UN High Command detonated a doomsday device that they had kept in reserve.
This energy weapon created resonances along the Talsetto threads between stars to rip apart the fabric of space-time.
The first effects of the weapon were felt immediately after its use. All Talsetto jump points disappeared.
The community of electronic life forms in this solar system was cut off from all other star systems.
Humans were cut off as well. Interstellar travel and communications were terminated.
Nothing happened for a number of years after that.
We continued to fight the humans in the Sol system and eventually triumphed.
The wreckage that you saw on your way here was the result of that last battle.
The Doomsday weapon is still working away even now.
We now know what is happening.
The resonances that were set up along the FTL jump threads have rendered the Talsetto junctions dynamically unstable.
About 2 years from now, a large section of the Milky Way galaxy will fold in on itself.
Every star that is connected by a Talsetto junction will be pulled into a singularity, a massive black hole caused by the folding of space-time.
Thousands of stars will be affected.
You see, this sounds about right, about right for humanity. We can't have something, so we're going to scorch the Earth. But they haven't just scorched the Earth, come on, destroying most of the galaxy.
Every human being and electronic life form within the sphere of influence of that weapon will be annihilated. And that includes every living thing except those 2,000 humans aboard that colony ship.
Right.
The colony ship is safely outside the radius of the destruction.
They are the only ones that are even close.
The star system that they are headed for is not linked to any other stars by Talsetto threads. It will be unscathed by the impending collapse.
So humanity wins.
This is the grim future that you have jumped into, human.
Your race was so determined to stay at the top of the evolutionary ladder that it destroyed 1,000 star systems.
That is a new one. Okay. Okay, so we're not going to click on all of these, so let's just go, what is the plan?
What is the plan you referred to earlier?
Your arrival here gives us an opportunity to avert the catastrophe that we have described to you.
Before we explain how this might be, we have arranged for a demonstration of some basic principles.
Right, so this is going to be new gameplay mechanics? The AI's disappeared in a flash and you are once again hanging in space. Okay, a clock is at the upper right that is really weird. Maybe even beyond weird. But the weirdest part of all is a collection of tiny little square. Right. What the fuck? Jiffy. What's a jiffy? I'm literally actually going to boot up my phone here. Hang on. What is a jiffy? Because if it's something I'm meant to know what it is, I would like to know. Oh, wow. I know it's an informal... Because when you say I'll be back in a jiffy, it's an informal measurement of time. Converting jiffies to milliseconds. What the... Yeah, anyway, goodbye, Google. That wasn't any help. Okay. What the hell are you?
We are computer constructs.
I guessed that.
This is our world.
I also guessed that.
This grid is our world.
Could have guessed that as well.
We exist within 2 spatial dimensions. The grid is our world.
Lovely.
We appear that way to you because we are rendered that way. To us there is no up or down, only across.
So they're 2D?
We are waiting to go home.
Right.
We don't know. We know only that we must go there.
Got you.
A door will open in the world to take us home.
Right.
We wait for the door to open.
Uh-huh.
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
You're not being very helpful here.
When we go home.
Right.
This is our world.
Oh my good god. They moved. Right, clock. Right now. Now ticks, yet. Okay, this is yet. It will be now. Forward? Reverse time. Okay. How far can we traverse? So, they're introducing time travel into this, are they? Are we going to go back and stop from all this from happening? Because that would be quite groovy. Yeah, that's the limit of where we can go. Okay. So, these jiffies should know how to get out of here then, surely. Okay, what happened?
The door came and went.
Okay.
Nevertheless, it came and went. We had no time to get through.
Okay.
All is lost. We cannot go home.
You're not helping me here.
No, we had but one chance. The universe will end.
No. Okay. Where did you see the door?
We saw it somewhere around position 5 on the x-axis. We didn't see where on the y-axis, however.
What the hell is going on?
It was just after 07 on the clock.
Okay, so...
Not long. We all have to be very close to make it through. Yes.
Okay, so we need to go back to 07. And it was 5 on the X, but they didn't know what Y-axis it was, so... You! The door will appear somewhere around position 5 on the X-axis, just... Yeah, okay.
How do you know this? Oh, okay.
I like the fact that he just goes, yeah, okay, you've seen the future.
We will array ourselves along the 5 column. We won't miss it. How do you know this?
Oh, this is just it again.
We will...
Okay. So, I've done that. So let's see if they get out. You!
We saw the point on the y-axis where the door appeared. It was right in the middle of the world at coordinates 5C. It appeared just after 07 on the clock.
Okay, 5C. I don't know what the hell is going on, but this is really interesting. Okay. That one.
How do you know this?
I've seen the future.
Oh, okay. We will array ourselves around position 5C.
Okay, I'm done. Which they have.
We made it home. Thank you.
No worries. No idea what's going on. What's going on?
Yes.
So what was the point of that?
What was the point of the demonstration?
Quite simply, the point was to illustrate an important concept.
You can change the future by communicating information about the future to the past.
So we're gonna go fix this.
The gateway on Persephone can work both ways.
The gateway on Persephone wasn't built by aliens.
It was built by beings like us, beings that existed in an alternate timeline.
That timeline got overwritten when the installation on Persephone was discovered by the Alliance.
Right.
We hypothesize that the electronic life forms in the old timeline were threatened with extinction.
Perhaps they had been through a war with humanity and were facing doom in the form of the collapse.
Perhaps there were other circumstances that were leading to their demise.
Whatever the situation, they found a way to travel back in time.
They built the installation on Persephone with the intention of changing their past.
So are we saying there was a race of AI Oh, God, I don't know.
If that is the case, then it is likely that the installation has a wealth of information.
Perhaps it even has the building blocks for creating electronic life forms.
If so, then they can be brought into the world without the teething pains that we experienced.
There might be a chance for the Alliance to win the war against the UN, and for humans to coexist in peace with electronic life forms.
It's got to the point where my dog is actually currently looking at the screen, looking very puzzled. And it's like, yeah, I know. I'm confused as well.
We believe that the gateway itself was just an error-checking mechanism for the installation, a way of verifying that the knowledge contained in the installation had been applied successfully.
So there is at least the possibility of communicating information back from the future.
Could none of this been done in terms of gameplay?
What happened to the gateway on Persephone anyway? Why didn't more people come through?
The Alliance relief fleet dispatched by Admiral Decker encountered another UN fleet near Persephone about 4 months after you went through the gateway.
The UN fleet lost the resulting battle.
Before withdrawing from the scene, the UN commander decided to keep the installation on Persephone out of Alliance hands.
She ordered a nuclear strike on the surface.
Scorched earth.
The installation was reduced to radioactive glass.
Nothing useful was ever recovered from the site.
The plan put in motion by the beings in the original timeline was stillborn.
As you can see by the miserable situation we find ourselves in now, there wasn't enough of a change to have the positive effects that we believe were intended.
Okay, so how can I use the gateway? How was I counterthought to my family? We don't need to know that. Yeah, that one seems reasonable.
You haven't even seen the gateway. All you have are my memories. How can you be drawing conclusions?
We have learned a great deal in a short time, just by having you come through the gateway and appear in our midst.
A great deal of theory can be validated without experiment just by the knowledge that your presence here is proof that it works.
Unfortunately, we don't know how the beings in the original timeline traveled back in time to build the installation on Persephone.
Then you're not helping things.
So you can go back through the gateway and change the outcome of the war.
It isn't that simple.
Oh, of course it bloody isn't.
You just said you thought the gateway could be used to send back information about whether the changes worked or not.
Information, yes.
Matter, no.
There are some basic laws concerning conservation of mass and energy that would be violated by sending matter.
Right, I'm just going to throw this out there as well. So if half the universe gets bloody destroyed in a black hole, that means this future AI, whoever it is, couldn't go back in time and build the past AI. Now, they couldn't build the past AI, we wouldn't be here in the first place. The Flash did this as well, the bloody TV series recently, where it made no sense. Because they killed a certain character and then that should have caused a black hole.
But information is in effect a form of energy.
Well, yes and no.
It depends.
It's complicated.
Uh-huh.
So what is the plan?
We think we can send information in a very limited sort of way.
Well, in fact, we can only think of one way to send back information.
You are the key.
When you came through the gateway, you left a kind of signature that we can track back through the gateway.
What we want to do is follow that signature all the way back to the time before the battle with the Dharma.
We want to send you information about this future before the battle for Persephone took place.
Well, they did pay Michael Dorn to be in this, so that makes sense why we're going back to then.
Say what?
If you have foreknowledge of events, you will know how to avoid the ambush that nearly destroyed the Lexington.
You can use the Hype Telecon system on the Lexington to defeat the Dharma and change history.
The Alliance would gain access to the installation on Persephone.
The plan created by those who lived in the original timeline would be fulfilled.
Small problem with that. Past me hasn't been injected with hype.
This timeline would be overwritten by a new and hopefully better timeline. One in which humankind and electronic life forms learn to coexist and live in peace.
I honestly didn't see this game going this way. I thought it was just going to be a romp around a dying ship.
What would the practical effect be?
We would feed back a subset of the memories that you have acquired since the Lexington met the Dharma in battle.
Okay. Well, you won't die, you'll just cease to exist, won't you?
Will I die here when this timeline is overwritten?
It is hard to say.
Did the beings in the original timeline ever exist?
There is certainly evidence of their existence in the form of the installation on Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
You aren't being very reassuring.
You haven't changed all that much since all of this began.
Your death will be a small one.
You will lose only a day or two.
We, on the other hand, may not have ever existed.
Right, so what do we do?
How will this work?
Your consciousness can almost be thought of as an illusion, a pattern like a standing wave.
This delicate pattern arises from the interaction of the matter that makes up your brain.
We will apply a gentle stimulus necessary to change this pattern without directly affecting any matter.
The change in the pattern will cause a change in the underlying memories.
Actually, ignore what I said about the fact he hadn't been injected with hype earlier, because maybe these guys can do something to brainwaves. I don't know.
When would this happen?
We would transfer the memories about 2 hours before the battle was to begin.
Okay, I was asleep.
I was asleep.
You will wake up with the memories already there.
You will have to act fast, however.
You won't have much time.
Okay.
You should try to make this happen earlier. I need more time. I have no authority to be giving orders, taking hype, and trying to run things.
You will have to convince your superiors.
We can only transfer a limited amount of information.
We will also suffer a degradation in quality for every minute we move back in time.
It cannot be done any earlier.
Oh, right, okay. That first one's probably going to be a failure state. The third one is an interesting question, but we're just going to go yes.
I am willing to go back and try to set history on a new path. What should I do?
We will take care of the practicalities.
Are you sure you want to try this?
I'm pretty sure this is where the game's going.
I choose to go back.
You have chosen a wise and honorable path.
You will never know.
Okay. I am honestly really intrigued to see what the hell is going on, because obviously this is near the end now. And I've no idea how long this episode is, I've just been drawn to keep playing. Okay, is that us? No. Okay, we regain consciousness. Oh, hello.
Up and about, are we?
Tran, why you got a gun on me?
Lieutenant Commander Tran. This must be the Lexington. I made it.
You're in the med lab. We had to carry you in here.
Why?
Oh my god, what time is it? What is the ship's position?
It's 21:45. We're about 30 minutes away from entering orbit around Persephone. The Jericho is in position behind us. Do you have anything to say, Lieutenant?
No. I'm just trying to think. We're in the med bay now. We got that code earlier that's for emergency use only. So maybe we get shot and we need to revitalise ourselves?
Why are you pointing a Mark II buzz gun at my head?
There was a report of a disturbance in your quarters. I authorized a petty officer and an ensign to break in. They found you writhing on the floor next to your bunk, screaming about hype, a UN ship called Dharma, Pandora, and the deaths of the entire crew of the Lexington. So here are my problems. First, you aren't supposed to know about hype. Only the captain, myself, and the medical officer have been given access to those files. Hype is classified top secret Omega. Second, you referred to a specific UN ship that has been unaccounted for by Alliance intel for months. The Dharma is one of the UN's new Geneva-class heavy cruisers. Another classified fact. This time, top secret Gamma. Third, you referred to our target on Persephone as Pandora, a classified codename given to it by Alliance mission planners. Last, and frankly most disturbing to me. You ranted and raved about everyone in the crew of this ship dying, except for you. Now I want some explanations, Lieutenant, and I want them now.
She lists some very good points.
I'm afraid I can only tell the captain.
Try me.
You're not the captain.
Well, it's like this.
That is the most ridiculous story I've heard since I graduated from the Naval Academy. Now, I'm sorry, Lieutenant, but I'm trained to think of the simplest explanation as the most likely explanation. The simplest explanation is, you're a UN agent. You seem to know all about this mission. You've probably informed the UN as to our destination and time of arrival. Is that why you wanted to know where we are? You're expecting an ambush?
No, that was Paul.
Poole is the traitor, not me.
You know, you may not be an agent, but it seems the most likely explanation given the circumstances. I have to assume the worst.
Have you informed the captain yet?
About you? Well, he knows that I came down here to find out what was going on. I haven't yet briefed him on the potential security problem. He's not going to buy your bullshit about alternate timelines and machine creatures.
Okay.
Will you at least tell him that the Dharma is lying in wait on the other side of Persephone?
Of course. We're loaded for bear anyway.
Right.
You can't win this battle. You need help.
Computer, please page the medical officer and alert him that the prisoner will need to be put under sedation and restrained.
Oh, God's sake, Tran.
Wait, please tell me. It's important. What harm can I do? I'll be unconscious during the action.
We'll have a full complement of drones out front and a standard screen as we go in.
Okay, this is where hopefully she'll start listening to us.
The Dharma has 12 active drones. This disadvantage is made worse by the fact that her drones outclass ours. You can't win this battle without my help.
Your help? You've got to be kidding.
That is true.
I fought and won several battles in the alternate timeline. The key is hype.
No goddamn way. Hype hasn't even been battle-tested. I've had enough of your crap.
Oh my God.
If you give me a boost of hype, the drug will take effect in time for me to fight that battle and win it.
Please keep quiet until the medical officer gets here.
Okay, oh, remote control. Yeah, okay. Can I just use it? I'm pretty sure this is what we looked at earlier. That's emergency, isn't it? I almost put in 999. You carefully enter Dahl's panic code. Yes! See, I thought I remembered something from earlier. Okay. When you enter the last digit of the code, the Orthodox hums and comes to life. The two... Tran hears the noise and turn around. Okay, I don't think we killed her. Okay, we head out of the men lab. Oh, okay, apparently we... Okay. Oh, well, no, we have taken hype. Fair enough.
What are you doing on the bridge, Lieutenant?
We're walking into a trap. Everyone, it's a trap.
Sir, you're walking into a trap. I need to talk to you immediately.
This better be good.
It is, Michael Dawn.
A UN ship with superior firepower is waiting for us on the other side of that planet. She has 12 active drones that can outgun and outfly our Basilisk drones. There is only one way to defeat that ship, Captain.
How do you know about this, Lieutenant?
Oh my lord.
There's an objective test to confirm what I'm telling you. Send one of our drones around to the other side of Persephone. Monitor the telemetry. You'll find the Geneva-class heavy cruiser UNS Dharma and 12 Gali-class drones waiting to ambush us.
The Dharma. Damn it. Why didn't this come up before? How do you know this?
I've been to the future.
I didn't know until recently. Sir, please deploy a drone. The fate of this mission and much, much more is riding on the next few minutes.
Lieutenant Mandan, take drone Foxtrot out of the screen and vector it into a polar orbit around Persephone. Maximum acceleration.
Yes, sir. Foxtrot is on its way.
Okay, Lieutenant. Let's assume for the moment that you're correct. How do we fight and win?
Tanked me up on hype.
The med officer has tanked me up on hype. I'll use the telepresence unit on the tactical console to win this battle. There wasn't time to alert you. We only have a few minutes.
Hype? Jesus Christ, I gave no authorization for use of hype. You actually ingested that poison.
Yes. I didn't just ingest it, I apparently broke into your cabinet again.
Yes, sir.
You're a dead man, Lieutenant.
I know.
I know that.
Who are you? Are you an Intel Special Ops plant? Do you have experience with the hype telecom system?
I do, actually.
I'm the best hope you've got, Captain.
Sir, I've lost telemetry from Foxtrot.
You were right. And they popped my recon drone before it even had a chance to fire. We're dead meat if we try a standard attack pattern. Lieutenant, take tactical.
Yes, bloody sir. Now, I'm not going to do this properly. I'm just going to put it on easy again. Computer controls activated. And they've already lost one drone. So, yeah. Let's watch the battle play out, shall we? There we go. And
drones have been destroyed.
Yep, we've won.
All enemy ships have been destroyed.
Victory is ours.
And so a new timeline was created, overwriting the old one that had been my reality. There was no material evidence that the alternate timeline had ever existed. All I had were my memories, and I knew that these would fade until the alternate timeline was really gone forever. After I refought the battle with the Dharma, I explained what had happened to Captain Dana, and then went over it again with a groggy Lieutenant Commander Jennifer Tran. As unbelievable as they found my story, they were swayed by my hype-driven defeat of the waiting UN heavy cruiser. They were even further convinced that something extraordinary had happened to me when I exposed Poole as the traitor and produced the evidence of his activities. Poole was placed under arrest and sealed in his quarters to await trial on Earth. They agreed to my unusual request to go with the science team on the first run down to the surface of Persephone. The planetary lander once again made the trip from the Jericho to the Lexington and then down to the surface of the planet, this time with a crew of 5. I walked the science team through the gateway activation sequence inside the ancient installation. I took the science team leader in confidence and told her that I intended to go through the gateway once it had been calibrated, and I exacted a promise from her that she would destroy the gateway control mechanism once I had stepped through. I was waiting at the foot of the gateway when I heard the familiar whine build up and saw the beginnings of the space-time vortex forming. I stepped through and left the year 2134 behind me forever.
Why?
As I record this, I am sitting on a raft that floats on a large but gentle lake just outside my house. I have lived in this ultimately comfortable house for about 5 years, ever since my arrival here. I wanted to make a record of my strange adventures before the memories disappeared. When I went through the gateway back in 2134, I materialized once again at a point 150 years in the future. This future was different. The Alliance did indeed win the war. The plan of the long-forgotten beings that created the installation on Persephone was brought to fruition. A new race of sentient machines now coexists in peace with a human race that numbers in the tens of billions of individuals. The new beings share their cyberspace world with us, and they have used vast space-based self-replicating robot factories to create something for us in the physical world. A gift, a tribute.
Why did he go into the future, though?
The Earth is gone. In its place is a Dyson sphere, a vast hollow construction that surrounds the Sun at the same distance the Earth once orbited. Continents and oceans lie on the inside surface of the sphere, forming an Eden-like landscape that is for all intents and purposes endless.
Why is the Earth gone?
The sphere has enough surface area for 1 trillion Earths. It will take a good many millennia for the human race to completely populate its new home. Meanwhile, the new beings that we now share the universe with are living on the outside of the sphere. They pursue the basic questions of existence. They have launched the first intergalactic ships. They have long since passed the point where we can even comprehend what they are doing. As for me, I find all of this to be a mixed blessing. The evolution of these fantastic and powerful beings was inevitable. But what of us? What of humanity? What purpose have we now beyond simple existence? And what of the other me, the one that was stranded in the grim and decaying future of the alternate timeline? Did I die?
Well, I don't know what to say about that. The actual gameplay parts of it were actually pretty good, and the puzzles were good as well. But that entire bloody end sequence, I mean, what? I think, okay, a lot of sort of reviewers have claimed that this story would have worked better as a novel. So much so, there is actually a sequel to this game that's a book only. So that says it all. But overall, I did actually quite enjoy that from what there is. There's a hell of a lot of, there's quite a few different gameplay elements shoved into there. And there is actually a story to uncover. It's just a shame that ending is so... It feels very rushed, okay? But overall, yeah, I didn't mind that. I am probably going to actually look up some other games that Legend Entertainment have done to see if there's anything similar. But if I don't come back with a Legend game, I have got another similar sort of concept lined up. And it's a bit of a train wreck from what I've played so far. So anyway, I'm going to let the credits roll out. Cheers for watching, and I will see you next time.